toxic positivity. Found this one on the Washington Post, actually. And we're about to get into it. Let's see here. What is toxic positivity and why is it a problem? A new book explains. Life isn't a Hallmark card, and that's okay, writes therapist Whitney Goodman. And that, assuming that's the book, but that's her to the left. I came to Whitney, and this is Kimberly Harrington with the Washington Post. I came to Whitney Goodman's new book, Toxic Positivity, with a healthy dose of skepticism, mostly because I come to any mention of positivity with a healthy dose of skepticism. But first, a step back. Maybe you're wondering, what is toxic positivity? And how can positivity be toxic? Do you feel annoyed when people pepper you with platitudes such as time heals all wounds or life will never give you more than you can handle? When you see live, laugh, love, does it make you wonder where all the rest of the options are? Or maybe you've been told by a complete stranger to smile as you see the under your mask through yet another pandemic winter. That was hard to read. Somewhere along the way, Goodman explains, we constructed this idea that being a positive person means you're a robot who has to see the good in literally everything. Anything less is personal failure. Toxic positivity posits it that complaining is dangerous and feeling negative about anything, including genuine hardship, loss, or discrimination, only invites more bad things. To use a very current example, I don't know anyone who hasn't felt pressure to grasp at some sort of bright side during a global health crisis, on top of financial uncertainty, on top of multiple climate change related crises, on top of racial and social and political unrest. And well, you get the idea. She is going in, I'm telling you. It's at its core, toxic positivity is a form of gaslighting. Ooh, say that for the people in the bike. Shout out to Duval. Say that for the people in the bike. You ever go through those times in life where you be thinking these things in your head, but you don't never necessarily say it out loud because you don't want people to be thinking it and looking at you any kind of way. And so you just sit there and you let it sit and manifest and marinate, whatever it is in the back of your spirit. And then somebody strangely comes and walks along and says that exact thing you've been feeling. You be like, oh my God, I thought I was the only one that thought that way. Nope. Because even myself, like I had a homegirl, and I kind of feel like the homegirl was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Nobody asked you to be positive, but I felt that that's what I needed to do for her because everything that she was saying was so dark and down on herself. And so I felt as though I needed to be that beacon of light for her because I'm not about to co-sign BS, especially when I know that, we all face darknesses in our life, but it's how you push past it. And so there was a part of me that felt, but it's kind of hard. Like if you're on the phone talking to somebody, I can sit there and be quiet all day and let you just talk. But if you're texting me, I feel compelled to say something back. And so she was hitting me with a bunch of darkness, and I decided to hit her with a bunch of light. But I knew deep down inside that was not about to permeate at that moment. Until a person is ready to hear it and take heed to the words that are being said, they're not going to receive it. And so I kind of, feel that. Anyway, let me complete this article. Goodman, a psychotherapist in Miami who runs the popular Instagram account Sit With Wit, has set out to try to fix this, to remind us that it's okay to be sad when you're sad, angry when you're angry, and happy when you're genuinely happy, and to also allow those around you to fully feel their rainbow of feelings too. If you're rolling your eyes, I get it. I avoid self-help books in general, especially when like this one. They're they're written by a therapist who made her name on Instagram. When Instagram precedes someone's profession or creative calling, it is easy to interpret that as a sort of downgrade an indication of popularity or superficiality rather than credibility. Sometimes it is, but not here. Still, I paused at Goodman's claim that she had combed through all the history and researched around positive thinking and toxic positivity, all of it, and described her own book as honest, authentic, and real. Maybe let the reader decide. Also, aren't real and authentic the same thing? See, people like this, y'all get on my nerve. Y'all get on my nerve. The people that just, she already said that this author has already said that she's gonna approach it with a certain amount of skepticism. Why? And I guess that comes with the toxic positivity. I mean, I ain't looking at it like, oh, this is the best thing, but I ain't gotta automatically turn it down. I'm looking at it like, toxic positivity. I've seen that. Maybe she ain't seen it. Maybe she the one around here. You know what? I'm reading this later article. I ain't gonna go in on her, but I am gonna let it be known since she's around here giving her opinion on people's books. I'm gonna give you my opinion on this article, and I think you really, going too hard, and you're really trying to be basically a hater. And you're probably the one that don't really engage people a lot, and you sit in the corner and tweet about people on the low. But whatever. Um, yeah, that whole aren't authentic and real the same thing. It's a certain group of people that love to hit you with the actualities, and that part, I don't know, it bothers me. Um, but those are quibbles, and they didn't linger. Thank you. I'm glad they didn't, and I'm glad you recognize that they're quibbles. Goodman's writing is straightforward and firm, but full of empathy and gentle guidance. Exactly what you'd want from any therapist, Instagram or no. Let's see, because I'm still trying to get to what it is. This is a long article I decided to select. Let's see. Goodman widens the lens on how and where toxic positivity shows up in the world, from conversations about infertility, family estrangement, job loss, and parenting, just to name a few. The core of toxic positivity is that it's dismissive and it shuts down the conversation. It effectively says, nope, that feeling you're experiencing is wrong, and here's why you should be happy instead. Oh, say it for the people in the bike. Healthy positivity, on the other hand, means making space for both reality and hope. Toxic positivity denies an emotion and forces us to suppress it. I had to talk to my daddy about that, you know what I'm saying? Not to call him out or anything like that, but I had to talk to him about that and let him know that there were times when I just called you because I just wanted to cry. A man broke my heart and I wanted to call my daddy and cry. And you would tell me no, that I'm supposed to be strong. Shouldn't no man make me cry like that. When the actuality is, that man made me cry. And you telling me no didn't stop my feelings from hurting, and actually it creates room for other things to manifest when you don't properly, go through your emotions. And we as Black women, we definitely probably have on a daily basis had toxic positivity beat into our forehead so much that that's why we bitter, because it's like, and I ain't claiming bitterness, excuse me. But I ain't gonna act like there wasn't a time when, but it ain't really been a lot, because I kind of, I know the energy and vibe I give off, you know what I'm saying, and I know what I could the energy and vibes I attract. and the type of people I can attract and the type of people I can repel. And I'm actually, you know, happy with it. But it's just like when you those people you choose to be around, those choose you allow in your circle, once you open up your vulnerability to them, you know, are they gonna hit you with that toxic positivity? Are they gonna truly let you go through it? You know what I'm saying? I've been in areas where I've cried in front of friends, and you know, I guess I cried so much that they got tired of sitting there and they left the room, you know. So, you know, yeah, that makes you like that, you know, that you know, forced me to, you know, not want to really open up in front of my friends, you know. And so also I think toxic positivity can prevent you from opening up in front of people, because you know they about to hit you as, oh baby, when she said infertility. And what this said right here, this is the rare self-help book where readers might recognize themselves as both victim and perpetuator. See, I just said it. No one would characterize me as a kind of gal, and I'm not religious, yet I found examples of phrases I had uttered or internalized plenty of times. In particular, everything happens for a reason. I found it to be a comfort, a way of believing that horrible things were all part of some bigger plan. If I hadn't had a miscarriage, I wouldn't have the specific child now. But I retired that phrase permanently after Sandy Hook. There was no reason, there was no greater plan. Often there are no silver linings. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. It was an unfortunate thing that happened, and it happened. And anybody that know me, you know, I have, you know, dealt with, you know, child loss, pregnancy. And it's a topic that, you know, I really don't even care to talk about, because on one hand, you're going to have women giving you that toxic positivity. And then on the other hand, you're going to have women that's like, oh, I ain't never been through that before. You know what I'm saying? And so nothing that you have gone through, they allow to penetrate them. So that, you know, that particular subject alone, you know, I choose to, you know, kind of keep to myself. Now that I'm growing, I'm able to, you know, talk more, you know, about it, you know, uterine fibroids and things of that nature. But there are a lot of women, myself included, that, you know, just would choose not to, because when you express it to people, those people are not fully mature, emotionally mature enough to be able to handle such critical and sensitive issues, such as child loss or death, or you know, the loss of a job or the loss of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many of y'all done got out of a relationship with somebody and your homegirl be like, child, and girl, they go, when all along they gonna have you out in that club, and who you gonna be thinking about the whole time? What you gonna be thinking about the whole time? Even if you get somebody's phone number, you know what I'm saying? Once you done call the person and got off the phone with them, y'all done talk for about an hour, you still gonna be thinking about the person you just broke up with. So we need to stop with that toxic positivity. That's all I'm gonna share on that article. If you want to check it out, it is on the Washington Post. Look up toxic positivity, and if you want the book, I'm sure the girl's selling it somewhere. I actually might even get into it myself. But I know how to spot it. I know when somebody's just not being genuine. And that's a fault of mine, actually. Like, I get in trouble